Number one way they'll defend that, if you're here and you're prime ready to go, when you start kicking, they'll stand like that. And so what happens when they stand is it's very difficult for me to get back up because they have so much ability with their mobility in this leg to put weight on me. It's going to be very difficult for me to stand. So I don't like to work technical stand-up sweeps once they've already stood to their feet, okay? So as soon as he stands to his feet, one of my favorite ways to attack is switching to the X-guard. Okay, so I bring my foot from the hip and I go inside to his hip like this. And my instep is hugging right where his femur inserts into his hip, and my bottom leg is at the knee. And I'm kind of creating this cross tension right here where I can control how he moves. And I'm also keeping my knee back here behind his hip. So you see my knee isn't out, it's touching the back of his hamstring on this side, okay? Another important detail when you're playing this X-guard, this way a little bit, is before we had the leg loaded on our bicep, this is really good for when they're kneeling. When they're standing, you don't want to do this. You want to trap his leg between your head and your shoulder like this. So I'm grabbing it. So my head is actually pushing into his shin and my shoulder is shrugging like that. And then my hand comes up and I control his knee and I rotate it out. I'm doing all of this to stop him from bending this knee. Just like we did when he was on the ground, we just don't want the side we're on heavy. So if I'm really relaxed here, maybe I got it on my bicep, he's gonna bend this knee, put it on my chest, or even worse, he'll put it in my belly. And now this is an easy back step. He puts all his weight here, bam, and now his butt is in my face, and like it's so humiliating, you know? So I have my strong hooks here. I'm closing my knee behind his hamstring here, but I'm also stopping his knee from bending. I'm keeping his leg straight between my shoulder and my head. You guys see that? You feel the pinch, Mike? Right here. And then my other hand, both of my hands actually, are rotating his knee in the opposite direction it would go if it was gonna bend. So bend it. See how it turns in? Here. I'm holding onto his kneecap like this, okay? And this is the control I want in this position. My legs are never relaxed in this position, okay? So you guys, if you felt like your legs were burning before, they're gonna burn now, for sure, okay? But the good thing about that is you develop. This is just, if you don't play this position a lot, it's gonna burn, but as you play it, you develop your game, it's gonna be very, very easy for you to keep a person here a long time, so you wanna try to invest in that, okay? So, once I get this control, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna push his hips forward to make him take a step. So I'm working with this grip behind his knee right here, and I'm working with my knee behind his hips, hamstring over here. And I'm doing like this, like that. I just make that leg take a step. Come back. I'm doing like this, and I'm doing like this. Now I drop my leg really, really low, and I just connect it to his foot as low as I can. I don't kick it or anything, and now I'm gonna hip escape under him. So right now you see I'm on my left shoulder, just like we were talking about on this axis where our hips are facing. I'm gonna face straight up, like that. And now I pull his hips to the ground with my other leg, like this, okay? Now to come up, I already have an underhook on this side. I'm gonna lift his leg and hide my leg underneath, and then I'm gonna underhook the other side. Now I'm on my elbows, I can start to stand, I can bring his shoulder, or his leg on my shoulder, I can start to pass however I want, but I'm gonna get on top, okay? So I'm going to extend, he stands, I insert my X, okay? Body position, let's talk about body position. What if Mike just keeps his hands on the ground? Okay, I can't really like tilt him back if his hands are on the ground. The reason he would want to stand is because if his weight is in his hands, it's very easy for me to switch my grips and just start attacking out the back. This would be an inferior reaction for him, okay? So he's gonna try to stand and not use his hands for the ground, but use his hands to peel my hooks. His hands have better things to do than be on the floor, okay? So he's gonna keep his weight very centered. So I'm gonna control his leg, open the knee, keep my legs under tension. See? Make him take that step, boom, drop my shin, hip escape under, and bring his hips to the floor. Just like that. Let's go on this side. Sometimes they'll stand up right away, and you just got to be ready to underhook this leg. Because you see, like, if he starts standing, it can be difficult to get my underhook, okay? So what I like to do is bring my elbow under. If I miss this opportunity, I go here, like this. And then I bring it up under my shoulder, like that. So if I'm here and I didn't get my underhook, I'm gonna go between his leg and my body with my elbow under his calf, and then I'm gonna start pulling it above my head while I get my hook in. So I'm going like this. And then I start pinching, and I start opening. Bring his hips forward, slide my hook down, hip escape under, and pull his hips to the ground. Make sure you keep this leg up. If you lose this leg, he's gonna turn away from you and stand at base. See how that leg's working on the ground to stand? It's very important once you bring his hips down, this is really sticky and you pass it to your hand. Okay, so I bring both my feet inside and I give it to my hand. Now neither of his hands can stand at base. Okay, try to stand at base. See? If I lose one, he's gonna stand up with that one. If I lose this one, he's gonna stand up with this one. Okay, so I stand up with double unders and I can start bringing it up to my shoulder. I like to put my hand right between his belly and his thigh. And I can start passing this way. I can start passing over the leg, hugging the head, however I want. Okay. Anytime you guys sweep, try to get a really good passing position when you come on top. Don't just go into their best guard. You know, it's a really good opportunity to get a strong pass the moment you sweep, because they're still defending guard even though they should be playing guard. Okay, so they're not going to defend the cross face as well. They're not going to defend the underhooks. Okay, so try to come up in a good position. Okay, you guys have any questions? Okay, I want you guys to go back and forth on this one. I'm gonna come around, same deal. Okay, if you have any questions, just raise your hand. All right, 1, 2, 3.